Alright, guys, this is the truth. Albert Einstein relativity will never fit into the universe. It'll get so really close, but it'll never fit. Because it's like what a glove is to the skin on my hand, or what I am to the ideas of myself. Does that make sense? Like, if I tell you I'm a SJW white male, a Dominic, that's all relative words, and that doesn't really tell you anything, okay? But it seems like legit. People often believe that they're the idea of themselves. They're good, wise, smart, all this stuff, but they're never that. It's like an illusion. What they are is always the reasons and meanings behind why they would want to be that in the first place. Then you get more of a picture of the reality. But anyway, reality is basically it's different than relativity. So relativity will never tie into the low Planck scale or the zero. Relativity leaves out the zero. And what Albert Einstein saw is that matter cannot be equalized. And that's one of my fucking laws. I have laws and truth here. You think it's a holographic matrix? But I have laws. So matter cannot be equalized. And if you even argue that, then it just proves that matter cannot be equalized. That's the low, 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 the 0 point where it just keeps spinning, you know? Like, you go to the bottom and it shoots you back up in a reset. So that's basically the gravity. It gets only so low before it goes into a black hole and basically changes direction. You throw a ball up, comes back down. It's the same exact thing. So, there's laws at the bottom, and you can fight them, but it'll just prove them. So if I say knowledge is evil, then people will get into to arguments and discussions about knowledge is evil, just right from that little bit of knowledge and experience of that statement, and the fact that somebody else is telling them, something that to believe. So, that's the hard part about the universe that we don't like to swallow, and we get physics and circles and arguments where we block out understanding anyhow. So let me just clue you in a little bit. I say they're my laws, or I say they're the truth, and I do speak them, but this is the thing. There's differentiation that people don't normally just do, and that's it. That no man creates the truth. So if I say death is the truth and it's inarguable, and you try to argue death with me over your knowledge of death, which isn't death, it's an idea of death, then that's not the truth. But that's just a little another tidbit on knowledge. But what the thing is if you say death is the truth, then it's inarguable. That's the bitter truth. There's no relative subjectiveness about it. And if somebody tells you that, you don't really want to hear that or believe another person's belief. But it's not my belief. I didn't create the universe, so it's not my belief. Man doesn't create the truth, so if he's getting merit off, knowing or speaking the truth, then that's just ridiculous. He probably won't get the truth that far to begin with because of discernment. You have to understand like the way the universe works, and that's one of the ways that physics fails at. And to me, if you keep getting physics, then you messed up. This new thing they did where they turned hydrogen into metal, that's like anti-physics, where you're turning things into inverse properties. That's like real science to what I think of real science. It's use of you create a black hole pretty much. And for that particular method, it seems to be a lot of like pressure, which turns the hydrogen, which is spirit, energy, gas, turns it into an actual matter. So there's energy and then there's matter. So it'll turn that into a metallic hydrogen, which is pretty cool. So I don't know if in the future you wouldn't even have to send people up on skyscrapers. You just send this gas up there, and it would turn into building material, stuff like that. All sorts of crazy shit. So if you keep getting physics, that's like quantum entanglement, the third, the third dimension here, which is inferior finite to a higher infinite one. So that's why you get numbers; they go on forever. You can't really solve the universe with numbers. One, because numbers are matter, and two, matter cannot be equalized. So it's an illusion. It's numbers, but numbers are matter over on this side. So basically, the only way to do it is the zero. And I've been talking about this for like a while. And I don't really make videos or anything like that, but this is all on my Facebook from like 2013. I guess when I opened my mind's eye, my pine cone gland, and the way I did that was not really with like a lot of diet and stuff like that. But I think diet would be good. It doesn't always hurt for anything like that to also occur. But it was also the ability to just like get nothing and love it all just the same. So in spirituality, some of the advantages I find is like, for example, if I was black and somebody called me a nigger, I wouldn't be offended by it. If somebody said they fucked my mom, it doesn't really bother me. Like, cause I don't want to give them. They don't have any power over me. First off. And they're fucking words. Like I've been called so many words in life and rejected. It does hurt, but eventually, maybe after over 9,000 times, you get over it. But don't ever give anyone your power like that, because that's all they're trying to do. Because they don't necessarily have even like a point, or they're not intelligent, but they get a rise out of you, and they can get away with like murder, just like Donald Trump did. And I'll explain some more of that some other time. But, the people have the power, and right now they're letting, just like stupid stuff bother them and take them by the emotions. So you can send like a fucking doofus like Milo and Richard Spencer out there, and, it's like they just walk over the people who are, for one, they like to fool themselves, do a lot of hypocrisy, and then they'll commit the chaotic actions to make themselves appear violent. And then that just lets those idiots in the alt-right go, oh yeah, look, I told you, he got so mad, Peppy the Frog. Like, they're the most immature people I ever met. But the people have the power, so, with understanding all this type things, I go more into depth, but I just want to do a quick thing here. But you can apply all this into like a magic and an art. Socrates used to do it and manipulate the void. But I'll talk about that a different time. Right now, what is my name? Oh, my name, I'm a Dominic. I'm a Dominic, an SJW, and I live on this place called the Earth. Now, I'm pretty new in the universe. I don't know where I'm at in the universe, but that's how I do it. I just fucking arrive here, I put my flag in shit, and I'm like, this is the Earth. And that's how it is. It's the fucking Earth, and I'm a Dominic. But you forget that.